well, not controversy, there's a lot of propaganda about who the ancient Egyptians were. You see a lot of these modern reconstructions with very, very olive-skinned people in. And it's not about racism, we're just looking at scientific accuracy. Who were these people that inhabited northeast Africa in this period of time, the ancient Egyptians? So we're going to look at some faces, we're going to look at what some people had to say about them, what they had to say about themselves, and why their civilization was so significant. Then we're going to move on to a few other periods of history. So this was the first pharaoh, Menes. Pretty clear from his facial makeup what type of gentleman he would have been. But anyway, can we have slide 2, please? Anyone know who this is?
Queen Tai.
Queen Tai. Queen Tai. Who is that at the back? I heard a very loud voice at the back. What's your name, bro?
Daryl.
Daryl. Big up, Daryl. This is Queen Tai. Queen Tai was Tutankhamun's grandmother. Now, these guys are quite a long period of time apart. Menes' first dynasty, which is around somewhere between 5,000 and 3,500 BC, depending what chronology you go by. This is 18th dynasty. This is about 1500 BC. This is Tutankhamun's grandmother, Queen Tai. Can we have the next slide, please? Anyone know who this is? That's okay, that's okay. You guys have known so much that it's... Djoser, it is Djoser, yes. Djoser was the 4th dynasty pharaoh. The Great Pyramid of Egypt, the pyramid that everyone all over the world goes to visit, was built for this gentleman, built during his reign. Next pyramid, please. No, sorry, I'm lying. That wasn't him. The first pyramid, the pyramid at Saqqara, was built for this gentleman here. The Great Pyramid was for Cheops. So, it's Djoser. Next slide, please. This is a picture of what? Of the Sphinx. This is a picture of the Sphinx. Does anyone know where this picture's from, though? Someone's saying something. Don't say stuff under your breath, say it louder. Napoleon, close, was the first French scientific mission to go to Egypt that saw the Sphinx before its face was disfigured as it is today. This is the picture they drew. So this is the only surviving drawn picture of the Sphinx before modern times. This was drawn by the French scientific mission, Napoleon's mission in North Africa. Can we have the next slide, please? Anyone know what this is? Pardon, sorry? Seti the First, not Seti the First. There is a similar one in Seti the First as well, though. This is from Ramesses III. This is 19th dynasty. This is late Egypt. Now, what this is what they call the portrait of the races in ancient Egypt. It's 4 figures. It's actually the way it is around the wall in the tomb of Ramesses III. It's got 4 of each character. So this person, all they've done is taken 1 of each character and simplified. And there's hieroglyphics beneath each character in Ramesses III's tomb. You can go and see it for yourself in Egypt. And figure A, anyone got any idea who this figure A is supposed to represent? What the hieroglyphics say? Yeah, Egyptians. This is how the ancient Egyptians, as they saw themselves, it was their opinion, not mine. Figure 2, this was a group of people called the Indo-Europeans, the people that they believed inhabited Europe at the time. Figure 3 or figure C, anyone got any idea who that is? It wasn't just Nubians, actually, it was other blacks of Africa is what the hieroglyphics say. So this is the way they saw the rest of the people in Africa. Do you notice anything significantly different about the first figure and the third figure? Anything significantly different about the first figure and the third figure? Well, one does have 3 tassels on his belt and the other has 2. But that's about it. That isn't particularly significant. And figure 3 is Semitic people from Arabia. But we're not just going to take the Egyptians' word for how they saw themselves. That would usually be enough. But in such an odd case of African people building the first high civilization on Earth, we need a bit more evidence than that. So can we have the next slide, please? This slide, it's a bit of writing. And basically where it breaks down, we can give people a copy of it. This is what ancient Greek people, who were the first Europeans to come into contact with the ancient Egyptians, this is what all of them had to say about who the ancient Egyptians were, what they looked like, whether it was Herodotus, whether it was Aristotle, whether it was Lucian. For the ancient Greeks, the colour of the ancient Egyptians didn't pose any problems. As far as they were concerned, they were black African people. It was very, very simple. And they're that unequivocal in that. There are no Greek scholars who said the ancient Egyptians were Mediterranean, were Arabic, were olive-skinned. They were black as far as these people were concerned. And why is Egypt so significant? Because this is, given all the kind of propaganda that so many of us accept, given the way people have come to view themselves as a result of slavery, colonialism, propaganda, music, etc., it's quite ironic that the first high civilization on Earth, the first civilization to build a major philosophy, to build megastone monuments, the Great Pyramid was the tallest building on Earth for 4,500 years. The oldest medical books in the world are found in ancient Egypt. The oldest scientific books in the world are found in ancient Egypt. The oldest philosophy books in the world are found in ancient Egypt. In fact, what I was breaking down in that F-64, was that in 1978, the Japanese government got together, got all their scientists together, and tried to rebuild the Great Pyramid, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't even build the base. All this time later, with all this technology, so you had people that had some kind of technology that was so significant. And this is significant because when Egypt got invaded from the east, through various different groups of people that invaded ancient Egypt, a lot of the populations of West Africa, where most of us would come from, even if we're West Indians, come from this place up and down the Nile Valley. Most of the population of Africa lived up and down the Nile Valley. As this part of the world got invaded, these people fled across different parts of Africa. And what is all now North Africa, that is Arabic speaking, was originally black African land. Those people fled that area to West Africa, to South Africa. So if you go all around the African continent, you will find the Egyptian influence in the philosophy, in the religion, in the art. Even if they're not building the same civilizations, you'll find with the language. And this is observed by most European Egyptologists. So this isn't just me, a crazy black man, trying to invent history for us. Most European Egyptologists who've studied African languages, including Sir E.A. Wallace Budge,